Okay, next I'd like to introduce you to a man who comes to us from Salinas. I guess they would say persistence beats resistance in your case?
Troublemaker.
Well,
All right.
we'll call it
My kind
just
of guy.
pretty persistent. In this political environment, I'm sure your message will resonate. So, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce mayoral candidate from Salinas, Amit Pandya.
Pandya.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Come on up and meet the people.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be brief, tell you a little bit about my background and some of the causes and what I think next 2 to 4, 6 years should look like. I have always been branded troublemaker for the last 15 years by the city of Salinas, and there's a reason. Back 6 years ago, when talking about homeless was not kosher, I was up against the city council as the president of Old Town Salinas Association, asking them to help fix the homeless problem. We got brushed off to the county of Monterey. This is not a city of Salinas problem. We have $10,000 to deal with the homeless issue, so nothing we can do. Last year, City of Salinas spent $2.1 million to help solve the homeless issue, which is a huge step up from $10,000 6 years ago. But they don't know how to fix the homeless issue. They don't know how to make the problem any better. They just displaced the poor homeless who are in the Chinatown by taking a bulldozer and taking all their properties. They moved away. Now, instead of being in a central place there where they could be taken care of and fed, they're in 20, 30, 40 encampments and they're being persecuted. To me, environmental justice has a lot to do because everything I see, everything I touch is in my environment.
Yes.
It's not just the water, and it's not just the air, it is also the pesticides and poisons which are in the air. And I'm part of a group called SAAS, S-A-A-S, Safe Ag, Safe School. UC Berkeley has done 19 years of research in California that identifies the fact that certain pesticides have propensity to cause asthma, increased rates of cancer, learning disabilities, and so on and so forth. I would like you to guess for a second where they go in California to get their data and environmental information and parts per million on chemical spraying right here in Salinas. 19 years we have known. This group has tried and worked hard. Juan Martinez is a leading member of that group as well. We have worked hard to establish a safe zone around the schools. That if you're going to spray pesticides, methyl bromide, which is now out of production, but peptides and 10 other things, that you make sure that my kids are not harmed. That you give us a buffer zone, a quarter mile, half mile, 1 mile, whatever scientifically is proven to reduce the risk of cancers and asthma and learning disabilities. Because this is not just about the pesticides and big agriculture, folks. This is about health and safety of our entire generation that is in the schools at this point. Environmental justice comes to forefront when City of Salinas, on a homeless issue, takes bulldozers, takes all the properties, and when the homeless advocates go sit with the mayor and the council and the city manager and says, here you are taking out over 300 people, 9 of them are pregnant, 8 of them have families and kids under 10. Where do you suppose they go? We have no place for them to go. They can go wherever. This came a week after City Council made an announcement at that council meeting that city is reserving a 1-acre plot on the north side of Salinas to turn that into a dog park.
Yes.
So we asked the city leadership, face to face, right across the table, you have 1 acre for the dog park. Can you cut that in half and give my homeless half an acre so they can safely pitch the tents while you figure out your temporary housing situation? The answer was no. Not even a square inch for our homeless, while the city gives a whole acre to the dog park. Something is wrong, not only with our leadership, but us, when we take this kind of injustice
That's
and
right.
don't speak up against
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
And I know time is tight, I could go on and on. I'm kind of shy at this microphone, but...
Yeah, right, we can tell.
So, the bottom line is, if we don't speak up and bring issues to our leadership, if we don't unite and have a strong voice, then the leadership is free to do what it
Yes.
is that they want to do. The Constitution starts with the word, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union. This government is by the people, and it should be for the people. And this environmental racism that goes on with pesticides and so on and so forth. And I use the word racism selectively because majority of the schools around which the pesticides are spread and applied are of Mexican persuasion. And all these atrocities that are happening, if we, the people, don't unite, if we don't come together in forums like this, thank you for making this happen, and if we don't take our fight to the streets, and come November, we don't put the right people in the right place because, I forgot to vote, or it's too inconvenient,
Yes.
then that is no longer an excuse that we can hide behind. Democracy is a full contact sport.
Yes.
It is not a spectator sport. You cannot sit on the sidelines and watch it happen.
All right.
So that is where we are. Thank you very much.
All right. All right. Mr. Troublemaker, all right. There you go.
Just getting started.
For mayor, get the word out, you guys.
All right.
He stands for education, public safety, accountability, transparency, and after-school programs and crime prevention programs. Okay, good luck on your candidacy, huh?
All right.
And we'll get the word out, okay?